Cancerous Rodent is the size 2 fish. Okay? I have evidence for why Cancerous Rodent is the size 2 fish as well. Basically, the size 2 fish in Ultra Kill is a fish that is larger than the size 1 fish. That is, like, most likely prophesized by many fishermen. Okay? Cancerous Rodent is a rodent that is also said to have many, many amounts of power. Right? We all know Cancerous Rodent, especially Cancerous Rodent Prime. Cancerous Rodent Prime is pretty crazy, you know? So, if size 2 fish and Cancerous Rodent Prime are so powerful, then what if they're the same character? Okay, Cancerous Rodent is most likely more powerful than, like, Gabriel. And the size 2 fish is also probably more powerful than Gabriel, right? But, like, and Gabriel, like, is, like, one of the strongest characters we've seen in the game besides God. We don't even know if this is him. It probably is. Okay, I'm falling. I forgot we can do that now. I'm still falling. I'm still, wow, I am genuinely John Ultrakill, huh? I truly am John Ultrakill. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, the size 2 fish is the Cancerous Rodent. It's that simple, There's nothing more to it. However, the size 2 fish is also Leviathan. You see, Cancerous Rodent and Leviathan are the same character. Because in the lore of Cancerous Rodent, we know that Cancerous Rodent is a rodent that is cancer. And what Leviathan is a combination of a whole bunch of demons. And we all know Cancer is very evil. Like, nobody likes Cancer. So my theory is that Cancer is a demon. So, Leviathan is a combination of Cancer. Okay? Because Cancer bad, therefore it was created by demons. Like, I feel like that makes sense, right? It's like, why would God make Cancer? I don't feel like it makes very much sense. So, like, I feel like a bad person probably made it. Like, for example, Hell itself, or Lucifer, or somebody like that made Cancer. Because I feel like it shouldn't exist. It's kind of stupid. So, basically, Cancerous Rodent is a whole bunch of demons combined, okay? What else is Leviathan? A whole bunch of demons combined. But, you see, Leviathan and Gurion are also the same character because they're both a whole bunch of demons combined, okay? Because we all know that Leviathan and Gurion are a whole bunch of creatures combined. This is, like, common knowledge. It's just Gurion and it can fly, and Leviathan can't. So, I'm gonna rephrase. They're technically not the same character, but they're brothers. It's just the size 2 fish is Cancerous Rodent, who is Leviathan, because, like, they're both fish. And I feel like that makes, because, like, they're big, right? The Leviathan's very big. So basically, after you kill Cancerous Rodent in 1-2, it grew and turned into the Leviathan, whilst very Cancerous Rodent is Gurion. Okay? Are you getting what I'm getting at? Okay. Very Cancerous Rodent is Gurion. And basically, yeah, size 2 fish is Cancerous Rodent. But use your ability and find size 2. Cancerous Rodent remembers us. That's why. You see, that person talking who says use your ability and find size 2 is the Cancerous Rodent. But, you see, when Cancerous Rodent turned into a Prime Soul, and, by the way, the Prime Soul Cancerous Rodent Prime is, it's pretty simple. Cancerous Rodent Prime is, like, a Prime Soul, right? And, the Prime Soul, it's Gurion. Cancerous Rodent Prime, there's Cancerous Rodent Prime and very Cancerous Rodent Prime. But Cancerous Rodent Prime is, well, it's quite simple. it's Leviathan, who is the size 2 fish. They are the size 2 fish, and this is like the slowest Cerberus I've ever done. And the size 2 fish is, well, also, but you see, which one is the real size 2 fish? Well, you see, Leviathan is size 2 fish. Right? That makes sense. But very cancerous rodent is the size 2 bird. It's just, we've never gone bird catching, and I think the secret level fraud will actually be bird catching. Which is when we'll learn about the size 2 bird, right? Maybe, if it isn't, you're just gonna have to trust, okay? I think it's a pretty fair inference, because it's okay, cancerous rodent is Leviathan, who is the size 2 fish, who, you know, that makes sense. And the reason size 2 fish, the people who have been trying to catch size 2 fish for so long, is because they've just been looking in the wrong spot. They haven't found the spot. Okay. I fucking died. I was a bit too busy admiring the schism that was stuck in the wall. I was a bit too busy admiring the schism that I didn't quite think about the fact that there was a drone right behind me. Anyways, what was I saying? Size 2 fish, cancerous rodent, okay? Size 2 fish is Leviathan, who is cancerous rodent. Size 2 fish is, size 2... Okay, so then Gurion is size 2 bird. And Gurion and Leviathan are brothers. It's just one of them is a bit more successful, that being the Leviathan, right? But Gurion frees sinners from death, just like cancerous rodent. Because cancerous rodent... The reason cancerous rodent goes easy on us, though, is because cancerous rodent is smart enough to know that we're not a living creature. We're just a machine. It can't free us from its suffering, because we are not suffering. We're a machine. Right, Cancerous rodent doesn't... So cancerous rodent ends up dying. But cancerous rodent... This was cancerous rodent's plan. You see, cancerous rodent is a really smart creature. So is very cancerous rodent, but very cancerous rodent is smarter. You see, cancerous rodent actively approaches us. Very cancerous rodent tries to kill us. It doesn't want to die. You see, cancerous rodent wants to die because when cancerous rodent dies, something that no one really thought of, but okay, they're all burning. I can't conduction them. Something that, like, you see, cancerous rodent, he wanted to become a prime soul. He wanted to turn into the Leviathan. Also, yes, cancerous rodent, he pronouns. Cancerous rodent wanted to turn into the Leviathan. It wanted to become a prime soul and turn into the Leviathan. That's why cancerous rodent... What? That's why... Okay, I'm not going to question it. That's why cancerous rodent actively approaches us. Well, very cancerous rodent didn't understand the power that would be given from turning into Gurion, right? So, cancerous rodent... Did they all die from that? Cancerous rodent, basically, wanted to die. It wanted to turn into a prime soul, so it would be more powerful, and so it would be able to finally fight. That's why, even though it knows you're a machine, it tries to fight you, because it has the power now. Or literally talk about cancerous rodent. It's a good time to go to the cancerous rodent fight. Here, let me prove it, actually. Look. Watch. Cancerous rodent... Watch as it actively approaches me. Despite knowing how much power it has, it approaches me, waiting for it to kill it. But look at very cancerous rodent. Very cancerous rodent, watch this. It tries to kill us. Of course, it's not very good at killing us, but it wants to kill us. It's trying. Cancerous rodent wanted to become a prime soul because that would let it gain all the power that it's ever truly wanted. That's why cancerous rodent prime, I suck, is the Leviathan, right? But you see, we haven't quite... Why? So, like, if very cancerous rodent is a less successful version of cancerous rodent, then why is it so much more difficult? Well, that's because cancerous rodent is toying with us. Cancerous rodent thinks that it will easily defeat us, and unfortunately ends up being wrong in the end. as you know, Cancerous Rodent saw how we killed it in one shot. But the thing is, back then we only had one weapon. We didn't even have like the alternate piercer. We had the default piercer, and like, because you probably didn't try to kill it with the shotgun or like anything, or the nail gun. You probably tried to kill it with default piercer, right? So I think that we're weak. Gurion, however, we didn't try to kill it, you know? And Gurion doesn't like us because we killed it. It doesn't quite... It liked its form. Cancerous Rodent thought it was too weak in that form. Cancerous Rodent took on the Leviathan form to become a Prime Soul, to become better, while Very Cancerous Rodent didn't want to die. Cancerous Rodent goes easy on us, while Gurion, or Very Cancerous Rodent, does not. Very Cancerous Rodent wants revenge for killing it, while Cancerous Rodent wants power. Right? And Gurion, the reason Gurion's in fraud was because when Very Cancerous Rodent died, and they had to put it in the flesh prison, in like its own flesh prison, you see, Cancerous Rodent, Gabriel and the other angels were too naive to understand the power of such a tiny little rodent. But they saw Very Cancerous Rodent able to fight back. So they locked it in fraud. However, they were unaware of the fact that Gurion would somehow turn into a completely different creature and grow wings and stuff. So, Gurion managed to escape the prison and waits for us so it can get revenge. Unfortunately, Hell has to cut the show. Has to cut the show, but it's fine. That's not because of Very Cancerous Rodent. That's Hell. That's different. Cancerous Rodent easily could have defeated V1 if it wanted to. I suck at this game. Could have easily defeated V1. But the thing is, it doesn't. Because it thinks V1 is weak. How did they not fucking kill the enemy? I hate my life. I hate my life. What is going on? What is... No, never mind. No, I have a better question. What is this? No, never mind. Cut all that dying stuff. What is this? I didn't know this happened. This is new. Can't clip through that. What the frick is this? What? What the... What? Huh? This is, like, really weird. That's strange. That's... What the fuck? It's like everywhere. Okay, load it in. We have to actually take the normal way. What the fuck? That was insanely strange. Why are the lights off in this area? They're not supposed to be off yet. Genuinely going with the flippity flag. I'm very confused. What the frick was that? I die in 2-2 because I'm fucking stupid. And then, like, I'm too busy yapping about the lore of how Cancerous Rodent is secretly the size 2 fish, who is Leviathan. Speaking of size 2 fish, I want to go back to that. The fishing level, it's in Wrath, right? The fishing level's in Wrath, you know? And that's where size 2 fish is. Because size 2 fish is Leviathan, and it's in Wrath, right? But I'm wondering, how did Cancerous Rodent even get to Wrath? Well, I mean, like, they took Minos to Gluttony, they took Sisyphus to Heresy. I'm sure they probably just took the Cancerous Rodents to, like, well, yeah. I mean, I already established the fact that they imprisoned, Very Cancerous Rodent in fraud. And I guess they just put Cancerous Rodent and Wrath for some reason. So no, why not? But yeah, that's kind of that was my theory. Cancerous Rodent is the Leviathan, and the Leviathan is the size 2 fish. Cancerous Rodent is size 2 fish. Very Cancerous Rodent is Gurion. So I'm gonna beat the level and then we'll cut off the video there. Well, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.